Welcome to the winning bid, automating the RFP process. Hello everybody, today I have with me Patrick Hofstadt from Germany. Patrick, you have your own consulting company specialized in bidding. So what is it called?
Quality Bid Consulting. Thank you for the invitation.
It sounds really exciting. So tell me, you've been doing bid management for more than 15 years, not all in this company. But what made you do this type of work?
Yeah, in 2008, we had this bank crisis, and I just started at a new company as a product marketing manager. It was for learning management software. And then within 2 months, we had this meltdown and crisis, and everyone had to go. But they said, okay, we have one job. Maybe it's something for you. No one wants to do it, but maybe if you want to stay here. And I said, okay, what is it? And it's a pre-sales professional international. It's like answering tenders and that stuff. And I said, okay, I will give it a try. And there were 2 things that came together at that moment. One thing is I was very quick with reading and writing from beginning on. I remember when I was 10 years old, we should go by school with a little poem, 4 lines, and I brought in 40 time 4 lines. So it was like 40.
You wrote the whole book.
Yeah, and so I was good with words for my whole life. And then the other thing is there are things you can't learn, and it's changing perspective. So changing the perspective from was it the customer needs, was it the sales wants to sell, what is it the technical guy wants to describe, what does procurement law maybe says, and always changing perspective. Translating between different departments and being the interface between all that, and managed that I could do it, and it was really and then it hooked me.
So you were a natural, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it felt
maybe
very natural to do this line of work, and then I understand you've been doing this for this company for several years.
For 2 years. 2 years, and then for another 5 years, I was at Adesso, a German IT company.
Right.
And started there when they were 500 and left them 5 years later when they were 1,400. I think they have, tens of thousands.
Oh,
now,
yes,
so
they're tens
really,
of thousands now, but they've been
Yeah.
doing a lot of acquisitions in Germany and also outside of Germany.
Yeah.
And then you decided to create QBC.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And now you are a small team where you provide bid consultancy services to other companies.
Right.
In
Yes.
Germany only.
In Germany mostly, yes. It's in Germany, and we have we do in-house trainings. We do accompanying big tenders of companies from sales story development to the red thread for the whole concepts. And bringing all that to the customer. And we also have some an area where we support small customers with bid management as a service, where we do everything from searching for matching tenders to uploading it and doing bid management as external bid managers. Yeah.
That sounds good. Actually, bid management as a service, a BaaS.
Yeah, BaaS.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this role, why do people hire you? Because you would expect that any even medium-sized company is already well equipped to answer tenders. Why do they still need you? What is the gap? What are they looking for?
Yeah, so it differs from the small to the big ones. So the small ones, it's very clear they can't do it for themselves. They don't have the bid management expertise. They fall into the traps and pitfalls of public sector tenders. So for them, it's very clear that with our approach, they make a good benefit. And the big ones, we give them for the whole process from the sales story development to no bid decision to setting up the storyboards for the concept to everything. We give them the best practices for where they have the lag, because we know the whole process, and for each part of the process, we have frameworks or tools or patterns we can use and we can provide them with. And plus, we have a training series is called Bid Boost, where we provide bid managers not only the handcraft and technical side, but also the personal development side. So I accomplished a coaching training, and I bring all that knowledge to this Bit Boost training series, and also to the in-house trainings, and also when I work with people in huge tenders. And so taking the personality as it is, not saying this is good or this is bad. This is as it is, and there is a human guy, which is an expert in his or her field, wants to be seen as an expert, has his own package, his own life, his own history, and stepping back from your own ego and working with that very calmly and providing a feeling of all is good. Yeah, we are facing a lot of stress here, but all is good and we will manage it.
Exactly. And I think from my own experience and my own perspective, I've been doing bids myself. Sometimes it resembles a kitchen, a professional kitchen, where there's a chef, there's a whole team, they work hard, but there's also a lot of sentiment, a lot of agitation. Sometimes the temperature gets very hot. People start shouting and crying and whatever. I believe I've seen this in bid teams, maybe not that bad, but still I've seen some emotions popping up. And so how do you deal with that? Because you are obviously confronted with these situations.
It depends on the situation. So sometimes you have to take people aside and talk with them. You don't want to have someone lose his or her face. You have also to make clear lines. So I think it's, how to say that?
Setting boundaries.
Not only about setting boundaries, but also about having the stronger frame. You would maybe say having the stronger frame, and don't take it personal, and showing the team that we all want to go into the same directions, but we have different strategies. And okay, sometimes we have to say, okay, let's stop. Let's take a 5-minute break. You can. At every time of the day, you can say, okay, I stand up, I open the window to interrupt whatever happens there, and then say, okay, maybe we should make a short break. And then you carry the people, or you pick up the people where they are emotionally, and you give them a lot of appreciation, because the energy they bring in, they're doing it because they care. They care for the deal.
Exactly, yes. But the thing is, the situation arises usually, the stress arises because there's never enough time for an ever-growing amount of work. You know, you need to write so much, you have to answer so many questions, you have to be so specific, and there's never enough time. Yeah. And that brings us actually to the next topic, technology. Yeah. Because
let me say some important thing to what we said before, because I think it's really important. As a bid manager, and it's for each bid manager out there, one of your jobs is to manage the deal, even if it's not the role you used to live. So take the responsibility, make clear who in the team has which roles. It's your job to have clarity in your team. And even if you are not used to it, this is what bid management should be.
I understand. Sure. That makes sense. So another topic is technology. Technology has been evolving, and for tens of years we've been doing the same type of work. However, nowadays we have artificial intelligence and we have other tools. What's your take on that? Will it change the way we do bids?
Definitely, and it already has done. So I think the experience, what is a good concept paper or what is good quality, will change. So for most people, they think it's easy to make good text now with maybe GPT. It's really easy to make good pictures with whatever tool you use.
Midjourney.
Midjourney or ideogram or whatever. It's not that easy, we know that. But for most people, they think it is. So the expectation will arise. And on the other hand, a lot of people will try to use them in their bids. And during the next 1 or 2 years, we will see there is a lot of danger in it, because they can't see, is that true what I write? So not the bid managers, but the tools. So as a bid manager, it's your job to know your handcraft, to do a good prompt, to know what you want to have as a result, and to really ask, is this result answering the question, and is this result true in its inner logic?
Mm-hmm. Well, we all know, obviously, that AI and all these large language models can hallucinate. We've seen that. We've seen plenty of examples. They also have a lot of problems doing logical reasoning. There's also plenty of examples where you can easily demonstrate that they fail. So you're right. I think we need to check the facts because sometimes they've been invented, and sometimes you need to check the conclusions because maybe the reasoning is just flawed, right? Yeah. I've seen when ChatGPT 3.5 came out, almost a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, there was immediately a list of professions that would die out. Mm-hmm. And I remember very explicitly that bid manager was one of them.
Yeah, I don't share that opinion.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because it is a tool. And there is an old phrase, a fool with a tool is still a fool. So if you use it in the right way, then you really can get it to the next step. But for that, you have to know the basic handcraft. You know to have what is a framework you develop a good sales story with. You know what makes a compelling text, and you have to know the underlying rules. What makes a compelling text? What is it? It's a good active-passive ratio. It's short sentences. It's lack of should and must and whatever. It's the customer first or the benefit first in the syntax. And if you know the patterns, what makes a good text is just a short example. Then you can use these tools to help you.
Exactly, yes. So you are a strong believer that these tools will definitely help us, but they need to be contained. The risks need to be mitigated, and people need to be trained on how to use them.
Yes, they won't vanish. We have to cope with that, and we have to, and I think this is one of the most challenges, we have to persuade our management staff that we should use them and we should not be replaced by them because the danger that comes with using it without thinking about it is that high.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine the big fails that would happen if a CEO decides to replace his entire bid team by ChatGPT. Yeah. Just feed in the request for proposal and hope that some nice thing comes out.
There are really good tools to do that. Let's maybe say Sequesto. For me, it's a top tool in Europe. And but just don't use ChatGPT and think everything is good.
True. Well, okay, that's very good insights. So, Patrick, are there any key lessons that people can learn from you on how a proposal can be a winning one?
At first, and it's that easy, read everything and read it without being disturbed. So when I'm doing a huge tender for one of my customers, I print it out. So I normally I have a strong feeling for sustainability things, but then I print it out, 2 pages on one side, double flip, small, yes, and then like in the old times, I sit there. No one disturbs me, and I underline it with colors. It's really in the old times. But then I have the context, and I have everything in my brain, and I don't have to know each sentence, but I have to know where it is in the papers. So also there, modern tools can help you, but this is the way I do it, and this is the way I recommend to my customers. The second is, never underestimate the effort that has to be done, and never underestimate the quality that is needed to be delivered. So the winning proposal mostly is when it's in your core business, is one of them that does the extra mile. So because it's appreciation to your customer to do the extra mile. And the third one is do a good bid no bid decision. A really structured bid no bid decision.
I believe that the last one is the one that very often gets too little attention. I've seen it happen. It's a quick decision. not even by the core people. Sometimes the CEO or some other middle management says, yes, we should do this.
Yes.
And it's not been done professionally.
Yes, and my recommendation also, especially to the small companies, is bid management should have their own opinion on the deals, and they should track their own opinion on the deals. And after a year or two, they should take their list and say, okay, this was our bid decision. This was the official bid decision. Let's see. How are the hit rates?
Right.
And then they are in a position where they have strong arguments to management to maybe talk.
But I do think also that people must learn from the results. So from the win rate, you can probably tune your bid, your go no go decision,
yes,
and make it better. Right, and not just stick with a process that's been there for ages, which is sometimes very simple. It's based on a CPV code or a NUTS code or some deal size, and that's it. It should be much deeper than that. It should really touch your core business, as you say.
Yeah,
so that's an important takeaway.
Common problem there is that the bid management department isn't in the position to make such decisions. And so this is why they should gather data first when they want to change their environment.
Indeed. Now, talk about data. Have you been using any quantitative data to improve your entire bid process?
Yes. The first one is bringing a good correlation to hit ratio and no bid decision. We talked about that.
What we just said. Yeah.
And the second one is, I think 4 or 5 years ago, I wanted to do a PhD, and the topic was what really makes strong, compelling offer. Then kids were born, and I didn't have the time. But what we did then was evaluating 40 KPI in 8 different fields that lead to compelling offers. And it's like the language, the customer focus in the language, the structure, the consistency, graphics, and all this. And so it's 8 fields, and we have 40 KPI, and we measure a lot of them with software today.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that we can't measure with software, and there are some where we have strong algorithms and are seeing, okay, which of them we can transfer into AI sometime. But for the moment, we use it to convince our customers or the management of our customers where there is really space to develop. Because often when we talk to bid managers, they know their companies, they know where is lack, they know where is the potential, but their management doesn't. And so sometimes I say it's like trying to explaining color to blind people.
Yes.
But then we have a way to say, okay, here's data. Here's data. It's based on facts and based on analysis. And here you have only 20% of 100, but we have tools to develop it for you.
Right. And so it ends up that blind people can understand what red means or green. Right. That's amazing. Now, I think this approach, is that part of your QBC methodology then?
Yeah, so we mostly start with analyzing the current status, the current quality of the concepts our customers bring in, and then we see, okay, where is the potential? And the next thing is we ask, okay, why is there a lack of quality?
Mm-hmm.
And there can be multiple reasons. So maybe the team wasn't able to write it because they weren't professional writers, but they are technicians.
Mm-hmm.
And then we say, okay, teach the technicians at least the basic patterns of persuasive writing.
Right. Exactly.
The second one is maybe they had the information,
mm-hmm.
but didn't know the context. Then there is a gap maybe between sales and technique. Okay, then we have to work on the process or where the information gap is and see how we can make information flow from, let's say, a bit placative, unstructured sales guys to structured technology guys and back to the paper. And the next thing is maybe there was no information, and then we can challenge the sales story and the sales guys and ask, okay, what was how was the preparation? How was the bid no bid decision made? And what was the sales story? And when there is no sales story, because we don't have the information, when you are honest, you can't decide for a go. Then it should be a no-go. So bringing all that together. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Now you've talked about challenges and problems and how you solve them. Is there any nice, happy story a success story you can share with us? Something where everything went smoothly from the beginning to the end?
Yeah, something. Oh, no, that would be a wonder. So it's part of the game that every time there is something else. And it's part of the game that as good as you are prepared, at the end, it's pressure, but it's also because we want to push quality even more. And when there is more time, you find things where you can put in more quality. Mm-hmm. It's the nature of things. But I can remember not that long ago, I accompanied a deal for 1.5 years, and we started with a very complex buying center analysis. And knew really, really a lot about the buying center, even the personality types. So are they introvert? Are they extrovert? Are they more like going to talking with people, or are they more like the technician side? Then we knew the competition field. We made good differentiators from the competitors. We influenced the bit. We had a really good RFI phase where we learned to know the partners in the deal. We prepared for the RFP phase that early that we had a first draft for each concept before the RFP was released, and submitted the, I think, best quality I ever submitted. But that was because of a very committed team of people which were very skilled, and a management which clearly saw the benefit in paying those people internally and externally.
And as you say, getting extra time, that's always a big, big, big present. I've had it also when suddenly you get 2 weeks extra unexpectedly, and then you can fine tune, and then your quality goes through the roof, obviously. Yes. Yeah. Patrick, you've also been writing some books. Can you tell us a bit about that? Why did you start doing that?
Yeah. I wrote 2 books. One on compelling offers, a very small one, bringing it hands-on to the point. I think it only has really, it's 40 pages or so. It's an essential. Springer Fachmedien, they publish those essentials. They published them. I think they don't do it anymore. And it's really on point. And the other one is on how to win public tenders. On the example of Germany, but the rules that I describe, they can apply for each European tender also.
Right. Yeah. So the book is in German, I understand.
The books both are in German, but maybe we will have them in English someday.
Okay.
And I also thought about what can I do with them, because I know I have some rights to maybe do a kind of a audiobook with it. Maybe I will do that in the future.
Okay. Maybe AI can help you to translate it more quickly. But anyway, to our listeners, if you're interested in how to write a winning bid for public sector, then maybe you should learn German and buy this book. Or ask somebody to translate it for you. Very good.
Yeah, or just step into our YouTube channel and maybe you can translate that more easy with modern technology.
That's true, yes. So can you give us one takeaway from that book? What would be one ingredient that would really help you to win a public tender?
When you have your sales story and you know which points you want to make, the first thing that you should do after seeing, okay, it's a clear go, there are no showstoppers, we meet all KO criteria. The first thing after is you should see at which points does our sales story clearly meet the evaluation criteria, and then focus on this. And then all these evaluation criteria, they tell you some points. You get maybe 20 points for the innovation concept. But what is innovation for them, for your customer? And then, and this is why you have to do a good bit criteria, you have to know your customer. You have to know what innovation means for your customer. What is the market your customer is in? What are the strategic implications for innovation in this market for your customer based on the competition your customer is in? And so if you don't know that, and if your sales don't know that, someone does know it, because the public entity, they have a budget for it. And to have this budget, they beforehand have done an analysis. And within this analysis, someone did consulting. And if you are not the person or company who did it, maybe your competitor was it.
Right, exactly. That's a good lesson, actually. That's very valuable.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add? Any secret? Also for people outside Germany, because I have the feeling that the German market is very strict in its processes. So you're all obviously very versed in very procedural approaches.
Yeah, one thing, but it's more a personal thing. So we as bid managers, we work under really high stress. We push it forward. We have our own ambitions, our own feeling of quality, and we really face challenges outside and inside. And when you see good sportsmen, they take care of their bodies, of themselves. They eat well, they sleep well. And when you're going through a crunch time phase, make sure that you're prepared. And when you submitted the tender, make sure that you can give yourself a bit of rest, and that you and your team can cherish it. And if you are in an environment, in a company, and I know it's a pity that in a lot of companies, you have this 200 million tender, and the next day no one cares, and you get the next one on your desk. And this is really hard, because we all, as humans, we want to be seen. We want to be seen in our expertise. We want to be, we want to be seen not as a tender machine, but as a human, and step in for that, and set your boundaries. And
I believe that it's indeed true. In many cases I've seen where people have been sleeping too little, eating junk food.
It's part of the process.
Completely wasting their bodies.
Yes.
So your advice is basically take care of your body, take care of your brain, take care of the balance. Mens sana in corpore sano, as they say in Latin.
Yeah.
And that's a good advice, I think, for bid managers in particular.
Yeah. Ask yourself, who which part of your inner system wants to be seen there? Which part of your inner system brings you this drive? This is one part of your inner system. You are more as a human, and just see that all the other parts come to their right also.
Right, and I think this will radiate through in your proposal probably as well.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, it will come out. Okay, well, thank you very much, Patrick, for all these wonderful insights.
Thank you.
Thank you for all our listeners. If you have any questions for us, please reach out on social media or the contact form, and we'll be happy to be in touch. All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on The Winning Bid, Mastering the RFP Process.